Alright, g'day everyone and welcome to MRBC AP Division. Tonight we have myself, JZ, and my co-caster Blunt Object here.
G'day fellas, how you all doing out there?
So, tonight's teams in Division A, Asia Pacific, are VETO as Team 1 and Spud as Team 2. We're going to get pretty quick into the drops and get the action to you soon. So, right, let's go right into it. Blunt, what do you reckon for drop 1 Polar Domination? What do you want to see?
An absolute messy brawl. That's about the only thing we can hope for in these drops. It's the only thing that we've seen. We've seen a couple of different strats the other day with some ERs. That was a bit interesting. But I think it's just going to end up a beautiful messy brawl with Novas and hopefully a couple of Griffins thrown in as well.
Yeah, interesting thing there. So, like you mentioned, Griffins and Novas. What do you think about like being a cold map and a relatively long range map? Do you reckon SRMs you'll see many of them, or do you reckon it'll be more of a laser heavy sort of engagement?
I think with the current meta, it's going to be a lot of lasers. But look, we saw ERs 2 nights ago, so there's a good chance we could see some SRMs. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, it certainly makes it a little bit messier and nicer to watch.
No worries. All right, so we're just gonna lay straight into it. This stream's kind of being relatively short notice. Kind of jumped in and like, you know what, let's have a go. So, Blunt, is this your first time checkcasting a MRBC match in a while? You've done only 1 or 2 before, I think, and that was in season something.
This is the first proper MRBC one, so we'll see what happens.
Nice. All right, let's drop in into the match.
So I reckon it'll be a mad dash to the center. I reckon we're going to see probably 1 or 2 locusts on either side here as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick flyer on the map, and you can see in my bottom left corner, I've got the mini-map there. Polar's nice, open, almost like a frozen wasteland of a map. Really long sight lines in some places, but there's little narrow, valleys and canyons running around here. You can easily hide a small mech in there. But of course on Domination, just the game that we're playing is, you guys stand near this big tower thing in the middle for about a minute, without the other guys countering it. And you got 2 gens out there. But it's drop 1, so 4 lights and 4 mediums. Going to be nice and quick. You want to run us through the VETO mechs, what they're bringing?
So VETO, we have a Nova, a Stormcrow, a Wolfhound, another Nova, Hunchback 2CA, Jenna 2C, so there'll be missiles on that one, a Cheetah, and the Locust. And it's the 3M Locust, not the 3E.
Righto, so small pulse, medium pulse all the way around for these guys. Looking at Spud here, we've got small pulse Stormcrow, small pulse Cheetah, another Nova, a Huntsman small pulse SRM, small pulse on the Ferret, Ice Ferret getting fielded, Locust, a Splat Jenna 2C, and another Splat Jenna 2C. So Spud have duplicated their Jenna 2C with Splat. The rest are pretty much all small pulse, so a couple mixes in there. And so both teams loaded for brawl. I think we're just going to see a head-on collision of just, focus fire, aim, and killing stuff really quick. You reckon the match will be over before 12 minutes? Alright, VETO getting the first mech in the circle.
Locust, always good for that.
Only 2 seconds in it, both teams bringing the Locust. So you can see from the sideline is, both teams have this little ridge between them. So, your eyes peeking this ridge, just getting some, very short peaks in there. It doesn't have the range to hit anything, but at the moment just scoping each other out, checking out the opposition.
Yeah, as I say, they're both stacked over on the same side here. When you start moving to the other side, you open yourself up for a little bit of damage.
Now I was looking out from a bit of a view here. VETO's pretty well spread out. Spud a bit more grouped up. Do you reckon they're going to do a rotating push, or do you reckon it's going to charge straight in there?
Well, I've just noticed there's a lovely little Hunchback that's quite a bit away from that VETO team, so he might be going for a bit of a pokey poke from the range here.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of that. I mean, there's not that many true Overwatch mechs. I don't think there's a single blue laser on the field. I think in that PPC, hybrid, Hunchy over there, that dog meat's running. Oh, here we go. Look at Spudshed on it. There, he going for a left side push. Let's get right above this action. Alright, so who would you focus first?
That's a lot of distance over that ridge.
VETO's going to receive this. Just call me Ash, down 90, 84% already.
They've let that cheetah get in too early.
Are they going torsos on the Stormcrow? Just call me Ash is down.
Oh, that was a big strike on them.
Alright, what's happening? 2 down for Spuds.
An absolute, there's just mechs flying everywhere. VETO have got their 4 mechs off on the side there, taking their shots inwards. There is 3 down for 54.
3 to 2. Look at these percentages. I mean, you know, like, I think VETO's got this one in the bag, but
Got this one. They've just been able to control the play.
can Spudshed get 5 kills? They're going to get their third on Krenox and the Nova very soon.
They've got to get it. If the Nova stays there, he's going to go down.
Yeah, that's it.
But,
Krenox taking down to 25% before going down. Let's go for a little copy view here.
1 locust left.
Look at this splat jenner. Oh, Krenox goes down. Perko dead. And that is the game. Well played. And VETO takes the first drop. Look how these mechs are. A few backshots in dog meat. I think this from Strike more so. A little bit of spread damage around the others here. But final score 8 to 3. All these damage numbers tell us blunt.
Well, look, the Spudshit guys, they did trail in a little bit. They called the push, but they didn't allow for the different speeds for each mech. So what happened there was they got strung out because each mech's obviously accelerating differently. They got the different top speeds, and they didn't quite speed match that well. Once they got into that position, VETO started picking them off. Obviously, first one comes in, beautiful, whack that one. Next one comes in, whack that one. It just sort of came like one at a time, beautifully.
Righto. So yeah, you're right there in the Locust. Top scoring for VETO and the Cheetah and Ice Ferret for Spudshed with the scores there. So, but pretty good spread on VETO's side, really. You know, all the mechs getting something out, getting some good damage out before going down.
They were also moving around quite a lot. You could see them swirling almost, you could say, as they kept moving around and just rotating around the Spudshed guys there. It was just too easy for them.
Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, let's have a quick look at this map here. I mean, map strat, bring the map strat up. Yeah, how about you draw it out?
So they all had them beautifully. I think it was about the Golf 8 Hotel. What is that? Hotel 8 line. So we had them sort of grouped up there, both sides. We had the Hunchback round over here. I'll put that one in purple for VETO. And then we had VETO grouped up somewhere around here. Spudshed decided that they were all going to push in, but they didn't speed match, so they just dollied in one at a time. Main brawl happened sort of around in there, and VETO essentially just ran around them. That was it. Spudshed ran in, got themselves into a beautiful ball once they got there, but in the process, they were just run around by VETO. They couldn't get their focus fire shots in. VETO were just circling them like a pack of dingoes, you could say.
Yeah, no, and it was interesting that VETO did get that 2 seconds lead in that cap timing. So
I think come down to who hit the W key first, and the position of where it is when you drop out of the dropship too.
Yeah, definitely. So really good job VETO there, receiving that push very, very well. Getting the focus side in. I think I was interested seeing them go torso on the Stormcrow. Often legs is pretty common, but they, like when damage is on point, torsos are actually, like CT particularly, is much faster than legs. So
yeah, you can take a leg off something, but it's still got all its firepower, so it can drill out your CT.
Exactly, yeah. So
you take a torso off, especially on the clan mechs, heat's halved, weapons are halved generally, and you've got half a problem.
Yeah, that's it. And look, honestly, the most important thing of focus fire is, as long as your whole team hits the same component, it doesn't have to, like, that's what matters really. Like,
absolutely.
Like legs to CTs on some of these smaller mechs, as long as your team all hits the same thing together, it's gonna die very quick. Yeah, like it's when you see, particularly it's between legs and torso. See some of your teammates shoot the lower half of the mech and some hit the top half of the mech. That's when you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the other advantage if you go for the torsos or CTs. They can twist, but it's just going to open up the other side of their mech. That allows the other friends, if they're there, to continue hitting that torso. If they keep skirting it off and trying to shrink the damage around, then it's still going to hit that CT, and eventually they'll drop.
Yeah, righto. So, just to sum up, the first drop, 350 reputation points to VETO, 75 to Spudshed, and next map will be Viridian Bog, 2420. So 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies. Let's bring the map straight up and talk about this very interesting map.
Look, anything can happen here. I mean, we've seen it in the last week, both in OC and NA. You know, Brawl Brush is pushing, Range is pushing, a bit of a mixed strat. I think I saw on one of the NA teams as well. So if you're going to go Brawl, you've got to stay in low. You've got to move around the edge of all the raised up areas, and you've just got to, once you get them there in your range, go as a group. And I think that's the biggest thing that that some of the teams are making in this mistake. We made mistakes this week, and we're seeing it again with Spudshed. If you're going to call that push, you've got to go as a group, speed match it, line it all up together so they don't know which one to hit.
Yeah, so this is like I think Viridian Bog for drop 2 is a really interesting map. Like, interesting. I mean, it's frustrating as a drop caller to get a tactic together for it because stuff can go wrong, and it does, doesn't it, Blunt?
And people may confuse you with what they think the enemy's doing, perhaps.
Yeah. Look, and, you know, and we're talking completely, you know, in general vague terms. Blunt and I have not experienced this at all in recent history. No, none at all. Like. You know, yeah. So
I wouldn't dream of second guessing our fearsome commander.
You know what I'm gonna say, right?
Yep.
Dead set Blunt. Anyway, so based on these two teams in front of us here, what do we expect to see? What's Oh, hello, we're about to drop in. So
well, we're dropping anyway. So what do I reckon we're going to see? I think we are going to see a mixed deck. I think we're going to see some Night Gears with or some ranged mechs holding up in the back for Veto, along with some brawlers. Again, I reckon the Novas are going to and Stormcrows are going to pose again.
You reckon Stormcrows? I reckon.
I have a soft spot for the Stormcrow, along with the quick draw. So I reckon they're going to show up.
Look, I'm not a big fan of the Stormcrow, particularly when you need jumping. Like, you know. It doesn't quite jump.
If you're going for a brawl push, you don't need to jump. You just get down low and go, go, go.
Yeah, if you hug the walls, right? Anyway, let's have a look. Run us through the Veto mechs.
That wasn't a subtle shot, was it?
No, it wasn't subtle at all. It was pretty direct. Anyway, what's... Oh, I've done something with the overlay. I've done the classic noob mistake. Alright, Veto's mechs, what are they running? Talk to me.
Alrighty, Veto have. Oh, here we go, here we go. We have a Griffin 3M, we have an Arctic Cheetah, we've got the Nova as expected, we have another Locust, the Huntsman, here's my Stormcrow, and the double Night Gears.
In this country's mechs, lots of brawl here, just except the Night Gears. So, yeah, like you said, mixed deck. Don't see a Stormcrow though, but on the Spudshed side, we have a Splat Dog, we got Cheetah, Nova. There is a Stormcrow capping, so there's one Stormcrow, he's back capping though. And Orion 2CA, Flame is Shotgun, and Quad 86, that's going to be in your face. Viper, lovely little mech. Locust, and rounding it out with a second Nova, so that's a dupe for them now. Early cap on Kappa for Spud. Veto getting the 3 cap though, with Epsilon and Theta. What do you think the big engage is going to happen?
Going off the way that this map's moving around, I'm almost going to say it's going to happen around the centre where they usually do. What's that? Almost around Kappa, I think.
Yeah, probs. Like, yeah, Via's got a really nice lineup here with these this tall position with the Night Gears, shooting cross map, getting some really good trades, locking down this Cheetah and Viper. Not that they're going to be shooting back at range. It's just yeah, the Locust hasn't taken any hits, so those Night Gears are going to give some bit of map control, a bit of scouting with the range there.
Oh, look out, they've got a sneaky person going for Kappa here.
Yep. Yeah, look, you know, it's a pretty risky play by Navid in the Cheetah. He's probably just going to scout for a bit, maybe drop a strike on these guys, get a bit of a readout. See if he sees the Mad Dog on Orion, that's going to be a huge telltale sign.
So Locust just got spotted there.
Yeah. I mean, Vito's got, yeah, so this is an interesting position. Vito's only got 2 caps. They have a really dominant position in this part of the map, but they need to get one more cap somehow. So, what do you reckon the next move going to be? You reckon Eps, Kappa? They do. The ball's in their court.
And that's pure and simple. I mean, Spudshed have done the right thing. They've got the 3 caps up nice and early, and now they're just waiting for that, you know, welcoming party of Veto. If Veto make that push and make a mistake.
So, while there's a bit of a commiseration here by the local CWA, we're going to look at the mechs on the ramps and look how cool they've look in the camo. Some nice, you know, picturesque scenery.
Your overlay?
No, I haven't broke my overlay. Yeah, I've just turned parts of it off just to look at the mechs in action. You know, like to show some fancy renderings of like mechs in game, actual game footage here. Look at that Nova with all the lasers. Look, it's got the crooked arm still. The left arm's still crooked on Nova. No, I haven't fixed it. Oh, there's a push. Oh, no. Oh, come on, I was looking at the crooked arms. Oh, here we go. Yeah, no, there is a fight on Eps. There's a fight on Eps. Spud has repelled it, kind of. I mean, look, props to Uri and Navid in their lights. 98 and 100%. Light powers, take note. The disengagement is real. The armor conservation of these lights. Very, very good. Good lights.
So they're still buzzing around there, though. They want to get that next cap. Looks like they've brought in a reinforcement now with the Stormcrow coming in too. They are making a play for Epsilon.
Yep. Well, look, if 2v2 is not a fair fight, make it 3v3. I mean, that's kind of makes sense. The maths checks out. But it's actually there's a third one there for Spud, so maybe a bit of a 3v3.
There's the third one for Spud. He must be hiding somewhere.
They got a Viper, Cheetah, and a Locust. Yep.
So we've got a 3v3 there. Now, if the other teams were interesting, I'm just waiting to see what the rest of the teams are doing there. They're both, you can clearly see that their mechs are keeping an eye on what's happening on Eps.
Well, the big mechs is going to chill for both teams because the Bachelor is clear. Like, you know, the Bachelor is 3v3. That's all they've bid. So, you know, there's going to be some clan honor here, I think. Are they even clan units?
This is going to be interesting. Once VETO take this, I'm really keen to see how Spud should reply.
Oh, I reckon.
Around there.
Look, if you're down at Caps of a Brawl deck, I think they're going to apply the W key. What do you reckon?
Well, they're making the push. They're coming around the side. Now, the question is, are they ready for the guys up top? VETO here have got the 2v1 split. So they're split in two spots, but it can work against them with focus fire. Well, and they're going for it.
I think there's a certain amount of screw it in every sort of push. And especially they've reached it.
Reached the point.
Yeah. They're tanking pretty well.
Griffin's getting whacked here, but
the Orion's hurt.
Past the Griffin.
Yeah.
They're all going to have to move up here. They've got back shots on them because VETO's backed off the hill. Extremely smart play from their players to just back off when they've come in so they get those shots.
Domi goes down. It's one each.
Odin's is not looking good in that hunchback at all.
I mean, look at this little fight up here. The Viper and shit are running up for the Nike. I mean, they just sat down that Viper, but there's multiple skirmishes happening here. 3 down for Spud, one up, one down for VETO. Man,
but over the back, you've still got those Night Gears laying in.
Well, the Cheetah's trying to mess with them. They're not ignoring the Cheetah. They are nailing that little thing.
Turned it around.
The back of Maxter's pretty crit. He's lost a Gauss too.
Spudshed is not looking healthy here at the moment. They need to try and get some of those mechs down.
No, the remaining mechs pretty hurt. The freshest is that Stormcrow. The rest are in the reds. And for VETO, I mean,
this is another one that's going to go towards VETO.
Yeah, I think it will. Can they get the 5 mechs? Ooh, maybe not. Odin's down 19% in the Huntsman. I mean, that's
some serious tanking.
That's a pretty low percentage. Let's have a look how hurt he is. From yep, he's almost head-legged. So
what was left?
Not much. Alright, right through the scores, Blunt.
So, just call me Ash in the Mad Dog. All SRMs absolutely just slaying people left, right, and centre. Unfortunately, he's obviously only been able to open them up, hasn't been able to finish them off. Mecha Vickers, good damage across from 3 of them there, from RXDG, Mecha, and Better New. The other guys must have just been wrecked hard. They've pushed in a bit early and just been smashed. On the VETO side, you know, you can look at their Val and Kreenux just poleaxing people, really. That Nova just putting out a heap of damage, 3 kills. Val in the Night Gear, 2 kills for us, is 367. And the others, Denatonium in the Stormcrow there as well, 376, 6 assists. That's some serious work.
Yeah, nice solid scores. I mean, and looking at the Spudshed side, the Mad Dog just coming out, putting some nice scores there. The Orion got hurt pretty bad, but he's able to get it in there at the Mad Dog and do some work. Mecha Victor's getting the best score in the game with 228 damage, so there's a decent spread on a few of their mechs, but VETO there with that consistency throughout the whole roster. A lot of mechs above that 100-150 mark, all putting some damage out before going down, and particularly tanking a lot before going down too. That's extending that time to kill is really important. Righto. So, run through the map strat, Blunt. What happened?
So what happened was, where we have Team 1 VETO where were they? Up on one of these pontoons over here, with their 2 Night Gears, absolutely laying bombs in. We had Spudshed hanging around the bottom of the steps here. I think it was about there, waiting for everything to, expecting VETO to push over, I think, and it didn't quite happen as they expected. They had the 3 caps obviously down that right hand side, Sigma, Kappa, and Epps. Pretty simple for those guys to grab those. And then it got interesting. VETO sent over the 3 lights to Epsilon for the engagement there. They had the initial skirmish. VETO backed off and then came back in it again. Unopposed, they went and took Epsilon, which was a bit of a shock. I was expecting that if it was a 3-on-3 there, that they would have at least engaged. They had the 3 quicker, jumpier mechs there. They could have moved them around and sort of skirmished a bit. That failed. They regrouped and then pushed around from Echo 5. And essentially what happened was VETO pushed up. Oh, wrong colour. VETO were up on the steps. They welcomed them. They had the night gears over the back there, so that when Spud Shed turned around the corner, they had their back shots and really just had 2 fire lines straight in on the teams.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I got handed to Spud Shed for trying to harass with that Viper cheater up high. Like, so, I mean, the main movement here, like you call with that in the white there, but I mean, the life fight of Epsilon I found really interesting too. I think, you know, like, I actually think Spud's probably could have been a bit more aggressive, maybe. You know, sorry. Be a little bit, sorry, oh, whoops, wrong button. Anyway.
Wrong button.
Yeah, it could be a little more aggressive, in safe in here, just maybe pick up some damage. Because there's some slight bigger mechs there. But, look, honestly, in the end, it's really the cap control. You know, if you're trying to, if your players control these 3 caps, okay, and yeah, Spud's on, yeah, players to control these 3 caps. Like, if you gain or lose control of Epsilon, it decides if you can push or hold. And really,
I kind of was surprised. They had the 3 light mechs over at Epsilon. They could have easily enough pushed their lights back towards Echo 5 where the rest of the team was, and then flicked it around to try and sneak Theta as well. That could have been another option that they looked at, just to keep those 3 caps up, because even when they pushed, they were still up on that cap lead, so they could have probably drawn that out for maybe another minute or 2, repositioned the lights and fast mediums in that Viper over to Theta, and then started the cap off that way.
Definitely. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the, yeah, so the rep points at the moment, it's 700 to VETO, 100 to Spud Shed, going into drop number 3. In the meantime, let's have a look at these teams real quick. So let's just bring up the team rosters. Alright, so for VETO, a relatively small roster, but very potent one. So, you guys know about these, what do you know about these guys?
Look, we've got a lot of guys here that have come from a number of other units. We've got guys that have former JGX guys who we all know that JGX were one of the better units there. They've decided to split off and join with a number of other people. I mean, you look through some of these names. You got Odin's, Val, Black Jesus, Rathnor, Navin, Davin. I mean, I could quite honestly just go on through this list of people and say all of these are very, very solid pilots. They've managed to get a lot of people together and then gel them. And I think that's one of the hardest things to try and do with these teams when you do bring people from other units. Get them to gel together and work cohesively as one person.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, these guys are very experienced. A lot of comp experience with these guys. I know a few of them even play in the NA time zone. Like Odin's played with Isingham and Dropship 5 there on the side. Yeah, Dogmeat coming from Old House of Lords in NA. So yeah, there's a bit of cross time zone here as well, which is really good to see. So we're gonna go to this next match, and after the next one, we'll look at the Spud Shed guys.
Absolutely.
Righto, drop number 3. All right. So as we go into that, let's have a look at the roster. Sorry, the rules here. It's going to be 3 mediums, 4 heavies, 1 85-ton assault. And with this one, the bonus goes to whichever team can kill the other 85-ton assault, the command mech, without losing their own. So
absolutely,
there's extra
and
incentive.
that's the key. You've got to keep your one alive. So here we go, Forest Connolly.
So you
Not
love this
my
map.
favourite map. I'm not a fan of this bloody thing. Can't see anything. One side seems to get sight lines, the other side doesn't. Just
Depends. Look, honestly, look, you know, this is another map that, yeah, no, we knew exactly what our plan was for this one, didn't we? Anyway.
yes.
Yeah, no.
Don't mention the war.
Yeah, no. So looking around this map, you can see the cap points are spread out a bit. I mean, let's look over this pass here. You've got Theta near this pass. You've got the good old archway, the pond, which
absolutely
hasn't had the pill water change in a while. It looks pretty nasty. Oh, no, it's probably clear. It's just
It
a
looks
grease stuff
pretty
under
rank,
it.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit steamy. Yeah, this is nasty water, man.
I Alright,
Anyway.
so VETO. This is going to be interesting. They've gone, for, by the look of it, from a fairly big brawl deck. We've got the Mad Dog, Hunchback 2CA, another Onion Brawler, the Viper again because it's such a potent little fast mech. And we've got a Summoner, another Hunchback, so they've gone doubles on the Hunchback, the Marauder 2C with the D, and the Timberwolf.
Yeah, a bit of mixed range there too. So looking at Spud Shed here, we got the Brule Onion comes back, Medium Pulse Cicada, Viper, Marauder 2C, 8 Medium Pulse, all the wubs. And Splat Dog reappears, Nova, and a Timber Brawler. So, double Brawl decks, with VETO having a bit of mixed range in there. Looks like starting with just...
This is going to be a... This will be a very short and sharp engagement, I think.
Yeah, the danger here is if VETO can get out to the water with a cap lead, and draw him out, so...
And an interesting build on the Hunchback here. 2 peeps and 6 small lasers, so he's got the range there to keep pulling away.
That's that mixed range we're talking about. So, unending ace on the Viper, coming to the comm tower plateau, getting a bit of a spot, bit of scouting happening. You should be able to see the water movement maybe from up there, relating out to his team. What can you see from up here? Yeah, you should be able to see that.
He's lucky that he wasn't spotted by Odin's here in the Marauder.
That range Lango shot's reasonably difficult, but it's possible, so, like, if you do jump scouting, you should be fine. Cap point, Sigma not being capped by Spud Shed for a reason, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, cap has been flipped to VETO's favour, Sigma and Theta going to Spud Shed. It is currently VETO's cap advantage.
Then they've got a bit of a split team here. They've got their range guys sitting out in the water, and then their close-in brawler guys just sitting in there nice and close. They're just sitting behind that rock, waiting for the push. This could be dangerous for VETO at the same time. But they are overlooking Epsilon, and they have got Kappa, so look, it might work, but it could also be very dangerous for them.
Well, I think this is part of their plan, is like, you know, they've picked their 3 caps well. They've thought, you know what, we're going to do a cap Eps Gamma. If they push Kappa, we have range to receive, and the Brawl decks cut across the shoreline. If they go Eps through the pass or something, then yeah, okay, they'll see it. They can send a light, or well, sorry, there's no lights just drop, but a fast and maybe go Sigma to clockwise cap, or they just brawl push on Eps because they have the brawls ready. So, and Gamma's
it's
safe
very
as.
Interesting. It's all going to come down to where the brawl engages.
Yeah, Eps is probably one of the better options for.
Well, look, I mean, if Spud Shed can get that brawl to happen the other side of that rock or in that valley, that cuts off 3 to 4 of VETO's players. Because they don't have sightlines.
Alright, so let's just have a look here at some of the mechs in that natural environment. I even have shadows turned on. Look at this Marauder. Look how cool it looks.
You've turned shadows on?
Yeah, I turned shadows on because you told me to.
I'm glad you listened to some of us about some things. The intelligent things, anyway.
Yeah, only if it went the other way. Anyway, so this is kidding. You guys listen to me a lot. So let's go for. Let's look at the Cicada here, trying to take Epsilon, get immediately shot by the Viper. Nice, preemptive play there.
I don't know why that Cicada backed off so quickly, though. I mean, they could have easily sat there and just sort of waited and then gone back again.
Well, it might be just even testing the waters and just doing a scout, just seeing, okay, what mechs do we see out there? If you got a spot on the Orion and Mad Dog, Timber, Summon, all that, like if you got a spot on these 4 mechs here, then that's enough information to go, you know what? Let's think about something and do a thing. I don't know what that thing is.
I mean, the caps are building up, though.
Caps are building, yep.
Almost, half of what VETO is.
I mean, it is also a brawl deck, so like caps can build up a bit, not too much. I don't want to get them out of control, but like, the caps run for a bit longer. They can get a good push line. But the thing is, I think they're going to realize that that okay, they're down on the 2-3 cap. They need to move. The VETO's moving though. They're doing a move, so that's interesting with their brawl heavies out to water.
So they're all pushing out to water. Which, if Spud Shed can see this, they can run around and take Eps.
Well, it might be a bait. Do you reckon they're baiting him in?
Well, I don't know. That's a long way to cover with a big hill in the middle. The Spud Shed are nicely grouped up under the arch there.
So Cicada going for another attempt. Sees it's safe. Should be able to take the cap. I mean, I'm interested to see VETO's counterplay if they use the Eps as like a signal to make a different move.
Well, they're pushing inland. VETO are rotating around. They're coming out to the backside of the archway there. If Spudshed can see this, they might be able to almost push straight across. And a strike on the Viper out there, under the comm tower.
Yeah, that Viper's still pretty fresh, 98%. Strike didn't do too much. Percentages really aren't that low. I mean, Spudshed's Viper down 94 is really the only kind of grazed mech. So,
And Spudshed have rotated around to start getting shots on the back of them now too.
well, Oda's got a really nice position on this plateau. I like the spot. Gives you a good line to all the mechs in the archway.
But he's on his own, that's the problem.
He's on his own for now, but his team will catch him up. I mean, look, he can back off behind this to get covered. Spudshed's going to make a counter move right now. And here it comes. W key's on, S key is unplugged. What's going on, Blunt?
Well, just chaos at the moment.
Just chaos?
Are holding a straight line though. That's the beauty of it right now.
No, Daichi just sat down the Nova. Neef Draws goes down in Timber.
There's a bit of a mishmash going on right now with the Nova jumping around. VETO are just slowly, methodically picking them off here. They're moving, they're rotating their guys around.
I mean, look at these percentages.
The percentages are just on Spudshed are falling right now. VETO, as you can see, they've got two mechs that have just cycled out of the way.
Massive brawl happening here. Look, just got me action. The Mad Dog just goes down now. It's 4 mechs alive to 6 in favour of VETO.
Another one down. Hunchback goes down.
Now, you reckon they're going to make a play for that Marauder on top? Probably not. May not be able to.
Oh, I don't think there's enough. There's too many mechs.
There's only 3 mechs left on the live. It's only 2 now. Let's go quick little end camps.
Are they going to break off and try and cap though? That's the question.
Well, VETO's ahead on caps though.
Cicada's going for the cap.
Cicada's going for the cap.
Straight to water.
Well, the Viper's going to give his life of tanking everything down. Although the Cicada didn't really get that far away.
Very fresh. They're on it. They're off after him.
Thing is, PBCs travel faster than Cicadas when they hit, so
that they do.
they're going to be hunting them down pretty quick.
And I think that Cicada is just about to get cut off by the Summoner.
Something to note though is, I mean, he's not going to run that far, but VETO did lose their Viper, so it might take him a bit longer than normal to catch him down.
Well, they've lost their fastest mechs, but the Summoners aren't exactly slow.
That's
so
it.
If he can keep kiting them now, the scores are slowly equalising up.
Thing is, though, with 5 mechs alive for VETO, I mean, they just need to go Epps, Theta, Sigma. They can let Gamma fall. It doesn't even matter.
No, so it's going for Gamma. It's probably just going to try and kite them there and then leg it back into the shoreline. VETO are quite happy there to slowly close in with some range. They're only sending 2 mechs after them while the others go after the remaining caps though to try and flip them back to their favour.
That's all they really need to do, honestly.
And the Cicadas just decided, bugger it, I'm just going to engage.
Yeah, well, kills are worth rep points, so, you know, if we get some kills going down, then that's actually 25 rep per kill. Why not?
Problem is though that those 2 mechs are fresh.
Yep, and they hit their targets nicely.
They did.
So, it's going to be drop 3 in favour of VETO. They kept their commander alive too, so...
They did. Odin's was sitting over the back nicely. Keeping at range with the mech that he had in that Marauder with the Gauze and the PPC with SRMs in case someone does get close, but certainly holding up over the back.
Talk us through these scores.
Well, as I just said, Odin's over the back, 2 kills, 518 damage, just wailing on them at will pretty much. Followed up by the 2 Hunchbacks there, putting in some decent work. The Onion, well, we all know how hard they can hit, and Val there is just absolutely poleaxed a number of people. On the Spudshed side, look, a couple of respectable damage scores there. The Timber went down, I think, pretty cheaply, as did the Nova. And their Marauder, I'm not sure what it was running, but it was definitely focused down very, very cheaply.
8 pulse on that one.
Might have been heat throttled very quickly.
As we've seen, the pattern for VETO with that good spread. Yeah, 4 mechs above the 400 there. Doing a good job there. Keeping that damage spread between multiple mechs. Yeah, getting a lot of good output there. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the map strat, hey?
Righto. Now I gotta remember where the archway's set up. So we had
Archways.
Zoom in on this.
Archways over here, mate. That little red.
Archway's over there.
Yeah.
So the boat must be set up over here, which is where VETO moved all their range mechs out to, so they could get that cover.
Yeah, boat's here.
Is it?
Yeah, the VETO mechs are over here, J7. Yeah, mate.
Good to see I was paying total attention to the map strats here. This is why I don't drop call. So we had we had them hooked up over there, out at the range, ready to go. The push didn't come out to the boat. They're obviously expecting some sort of engagement out there. Didn't happen, so they moved back in where the rest of the team was around I8. While Spudshed just held up under the arch, waiting for an engagement to occur, which they were obviously expecting VETO to push in rather early. They had the two caps, which were very easy for them to get. I'm surprised they didn't have a crack at Kappa though. That kind of shocked me a little bit.
Well, Kappa was very well defended by the range mech, so you know, I think Kappa would be a safe option for him. I mean, you know, in 2020 hindsight, I can empathise with Spudshed too. Yeah.
I mean, they had the range, but they didn't actually even attempt to have a look at Kappa, and that they only went for the Sigma Theta. From what I saw from above, I didn't see anyone try and have a look at Kappa.
I reckon, like, in their position, they could have potentially just see if they could hold these three caps for a bit longer. Yeah, that's not an easy task, but if they hold those three, it keeps them out of this, like, on this side of the shoreline. You don't want to, like, you know what I mean? So it forces VETO to be the pushers, not the pushee.
Correct. So what surprised me was, though, when they had Epsilon, they still held up under that bridge. I mean, hindsight's wonderful. We're looking from above. We knew the VETO push was coming. We saw them regroup. They could have easily backtracked around into Theta, let Eps keep coming, and then have the Cicada take the long way around the back.
Well, I mean, VETO did a good advance here. They set up a nice, like, line on top of that, and a bit of a concave here. So
absolutely.
So yeah, we're pushing through that red archway. The Spudshed push kind of came right into there, and from multiple angles, it was pretty painful for him.
There's not much you can do when you walk into something like that.
Honestly though, I think Focus Fire really could have helped me out a bit more. Yeah, it did have a stronger Focus Fire. Like the brawl, the range of the engagement was a brawl, which I think Spudshed did have the better build and loadouts for. It's just the engagement didn't quite, you know, like the way the engagement actually played out with Spud has been the pusher, and also like having the focus fire and the scouting. I think that VETO had really swung it for VETO there. The focus fire was on point tonight, so yeah, good,
absolutely.
Good job to them.
If you're the first team to set up, and you've got your players in the position that you want, you've got your concave line. It's very difficult as the team to push into that unless you can come in from a side to beat that.
I mean, Forest Colony has little structures and things that kind of follow you anyway. You got these big columns, you got some plateaus, you got the archway. Yeah, the range team can somewhat dictate where the brawl will happen. A brawl will happen, but where it happens is really important.
Exactly.
And the range team usually can dictate that. So, yeah.
Props to the Spudshed though; they actually kept it up the momentum this time.
Yep.
They moved and matched their speed extremely well as they pushed into that ball. It's just unfortunately down that little path you can only really get 2 mechs wide. You probably need 3 or 4 mechs wide to be able to execute a push like that, so that you spread open the number of opportunities that they have to try and shoot targets.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just have a look at you know, team rosters for Spudshed, because we didn't look at them earlier. Just a quick summary on the rep points: 1,050 for VETO, 175 for Spud. And looking at Team 2 rosters tonight, Spudshed. So these guys have been around for a while too, bit of experience here. What do you know about these guys, Blunt?
Look, they've got a number of guys once again from a number of different teams. I believe that quite a few of these guys have come up from a Div B team to a Div A team for this year for the Spudshed. So I mean, you've got Just Call Me Ash, 121 gigawatts. I'm your boss, better than you. Cuttlebot from 1BTC, who we did a lot of scrims with last year, and it's good to see that the 1BTC guys are certainly still playing comp amongst the different teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so Spudshed earned their way into Div A. They actually won Div B last season. So Ebon Keshik and 54MR are 2 main contingent teams or units from Worlds. So Ebon Keshik, I believe, was 5th and made it to regional finals. 54MR on 6th, so just missing out on regionals, but very closely matched to make a really good pairing. And decided to call themselves, Spudshed. They've been doing well in Div A, taking some drops off other teams. So great to have them in here. And while we're talking about them, the match drop 4 is starting. So 2 of each weight class.
They're keen to get these matches over with today, aren't they?
Yeah, no, good on them. Like this is really good. Very very good, well prepared teams is always excellent. Righto, so
Absolutely. They've got their plan set up. They're all ready to go.
yeah, so two of each weight class and Conquest is a very common rule set.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, we've seen it before. Usually it's on Canyon though, isn't it? This isn't Canyon. It's pretty cold. Anyway,
This must be the new map.
yeah, no, right? Frozen City. Let's look at the map real quick as they load in. There's probably a mix of range and things, but talk us through the Veto mech, Spud.
So Veto, we've got Hunchback 2CA, Enforcer 4R. Now that's a mech I haven't seen for a couple of rounds. We've then got the Night Gear, Marauder 2C again, another Night Gear D, Kodiak 3, Cheetah, and the Locust 3M. Looks like they're going for a bit of range here.
Yep, projectile range is what Veto's running with Brawl, Small Pulses. I'm running Spud Shed mechs here, that is. Small Pulses, Small Pulse, Brawl, and the Huntsman, Daka Kodiak. Daka Kodiak as a dupe. Shotgun Splat Flame Orion appears again, and a Daka Night Gear. I reckon Spud Shed's going to W this, mate.
Well, look, I'm just looking at some of these builds on the Veto guys' side. I reckon they could receive it.
Yeah, they've definitely got some mixed range in there too, and the Gauss is nice and hit efficient, and it's a cold map too, so they got that going for them.
Absolutely.
And look, you know, Spudshed aren't even going to set up on their own side of the map. They're just going to cross straight over from that Charlie spawn. Last going to cap 2 points, Sigma Kappa straight off the bat. Big guys are going to move straight in there and go, yep, you know what? Let's just move up and try to get some caps going. It's 2-all at the moment.
Is anyone going to make a play for Theta? That's the question.
Well, that is the question. I mean, range play from Veto over Theta will make that quite a difficult proposition. Let's have a look at the range line from Theta. Yeah, you don't want to stand here too much. You got to get hit from Denatonian's Night Gear.
Yep, I reckon if they can get what's their light? If they can get that Locust in there and somehow sneak it, they might be able to pull something out here. Although, hang on, Sigma's being flipped.
Well, Sigma's being flipped, but look at Spudger. They're going to go Eps. You know, this is a weird option. They could go Spudger could go Eps around to Gamma. You get a whole heap of caps and get quite close. There might be a light fight though. Let's check this light fight out. And then the Ace potentially getting 2v1 here.
It's 2v1s. This will be.
Locust coming in. Locust and Cheetah.
No, it's 2v2 now. We've had the other Cheetah come in and join. So this is going to get interesting. Not seeing an awful lot of damage actually being worn. Although Veto here, 89 Navinda's down. Whoa!
And the Ace gets killed very efficiently there.
When did that kill come through?
Just then. Double legged.
I did not see how he went down.
You got double leg very, very quickly in a single swipe, it looks like. Hopefully he's got crit down. And the light fight's going to go over Vito's side. This is huge because this really dictates what happens. Honestly, Spudshed's main group, I reckon it's going to go screw this, screw that, and push.
He's done. That's a leg gone. He's
Navid shut down. Navid is legged, but Uri is fresh. Is Locust. So, you know, they still have an active light. It's huge, losing both lights already.
Absolutely. I mean, that essentially restricts their ability to cap. Their only capping ability is with their heavies, maybe their mediums with the hunchbacks, but do you really want to risk throwing them out?
Well, you know the saying, if you can't win the caps, win the fight. And with the Brawl Daka deck that Spudshed have, I mean, the only option they have left is somehow find a line through these buildings that keeps them enough armor to push on the Veto. They can't stay here too long because
they're having a crack.
They're
moving in.
Here they go. Just call me Ash.
Open spans. They're very spread out. They need to tighten the. Oh, there goes.
Then you. Whoa! That was a very clean CT on him. All right, let's check.
Nasty focus fire.
Mecha Victor's
backing off the hill.
Look at this line here. The Enforcer doing some good work. Huntsman moving across the field. They keep tabs on the Kodiak. And as soon as he appears, he drops. I reckon the Night Gear is going to go down pretty soon.
Oh, look, it's just unfortunate. There's a big expanse of land there where they can run through. The Locust is coming back in, getting the back shots, turning him around.
And Veto looks...
It's a bit clinical.
Yeah, no, Veto's doing a really good job here. They controlled the engagement. They won the light fight. That's huge. So the light fight there really, really changed the flavour, I guess, and flow of the match.
And one mech to go that looks like he overheated, and that's done. Minus the caps.
There's just the caps. Look, Navid there, he is one shot from dead end that cheetah, that left leg cherry red. But the force is fresh. All his mechs scratched, but not too badly damaged at all.
No, no one's seriously injured there.
There's a few that
I mean,
maybe shot a
Val,
bit, but
maybe? I'm not sure how bad hurt Val is.
oh yeah, Ryan got legged as well. So both the VETO lights are legged, and the other leg is crit for both as well.
Just couldn't quite get that focus fire to finish them off. So the question is, are their torsos damaged as well? No, mainly legs.
Legs of the lights, yeah. All right, let's look at the scores here.
So as
Ooh.
we see it,
Hey, no.
did you
So
got the locust there of Yuramiri, 3 kills, 320 damage. Navin in the cheetah, 1 kill, 138. Very precise shooting by those guys to try and get those bits and pieces blown off those mechs. Enforcer putting in some solid work there, but the Kodiaks and the Marauder, they're doing a lot of work along with the Night Gears.
yeah, man. So yeah, Val and Max are there, top scoring for VETO. For Spudshed side, Azure Kodiak doing okay, but really that push in. I mean, it was just really unfortunate that they lost that light fight because it really forced their hands. I think Spudshed were hoping that they didn't have to push over open ground. They're hoping that maybe if they win that light fight, they control enough caps to force VETO to move from that firing line. That wasn't the case. That firing line became, well, their only option to push into it, really. I mean, like, you can't cap without lights, and the match is just going to time out. So they had to do something. So, a little bit unfortunate there for them. Yeah.
There's not much you can do in that situation.
Nah. Alright, you want to just quickly, quickly draw that up on the map strat?
Yep, so we had the teams obviously taking their main caps. Now, the key point here obviously was the battle in and around here with between the lights, and that really was the turning point of the whole match. I mean, if that the lights had have disengaged from either side, or Spudshed had have managed to keep one of their lights alive, it may have played out a little bit differently. But losing both lights so early in the match, both so quickly, it essentially just left them open for anything to happen. They couldn't do anything. VETO had the hill back up there, and that is an awful lot of open ground to run through to engage in a fight.
Yeah, so just drawing there, like, you know, that's kind of the push line that you know, Spudshed had. And I'm just gonna say these 3 points. I think, you know, so Blaine, in your opinion, and just speculating quickly, if let's say Spudshed won that light fight, what do you reckon the match would have, like, what do you reckon would have happened?
There's a damn good chance the result could have been the other way. In all honesty, because the lights make the ability to get those caps. This game is won on caps with this game mode. If they had have won that, as you've just circled, Kappa, Sigma, Eps would have been theirs. They could have then, if they were starting to lose trades, they probably wouldn't have started trading, in all honesty. Spudshed had the buildings hidden. They were in there. They wouldn't have to move. They just got to hold and wait for VETO to make that push on them to try and claw back the points.
I mean, the other thing is, as well, is that the drop tech Spudshed brought was Dakar Brawl, which we have seen work in some instances.
It's been very effective lately.
It has been effective, although, like, against a team that can really focus fire pinpoint, even a closest distance of, 400 meters, really? That's pretty far.
You've got 100 meters where you can do nothing, where certain of your brawl mechs cannot do anything. And even then, if you've got the red lasers on it, you've still got to wait before you can get to that 200, 250 meters before you can actually start to do some effective damage.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting seeing that, because we have seen teams, like, you know, go long range on both sides. So one team stays like in a line here, and one team keeps a line here, and they shoot off at each other at, like, you know, about 700 plus meters or whatever it is. With Theta being basically a no man's land, and the other 2 caps being held with essentially the trades game really deciding which team's ahead for quite a long part of the match. But I think
Absolutely. And that's really what I was kind of half expecting to have happened very early on in the match. You know, each team will either completely rotate around the map so that they swap sides, take up a hill position on their side of the map, and then just start trading into each other until you get 1 or 2 kills up, or your lights manage to somehow sneak Theta, which is usually very unlikely because you've got shots from both sides down into that beautifully.
Yeah, fair point. Alright, so let's just have a look at the rep points at the moment. we have 1400 for Veto, 175 for Spudshed. Veto doing a very good job picking up all the bonuses so far. Probably going for a maximum points is what they're going for. So the next map will be Canyon, and this one is two lights.
These guys know how to play this map.
Yeah, with slightly different challenges, absolutely. I mean, you know, so a fair question there. This is actually has 4 assaults and no mediums. So that's one of the differences. So you think that makes a big difference compared to the 2222 Canyon meta?
More assaults, you got a lot less maneuverability within those all those mechs. You can still only bring 2 of each one, so it comes down to what are the other mechs that you're going to bring to back up those 2 Kodiaks, because we know time and time again you're going to bring 2 Kodiaks straight up. They are the best assault mech at that mid to long range mech. So what do you think they're going to bring? I mean, there's obviously some interesting mechs you could bring, and we won't mention the S word.
Really? Really?
We'll try and avoid the S word.
Summoner? Shadowcat? I don't know, Spider?
Look, I reckon there's
Stormcrow?
definitely a chance of seeing a spider in there.
You know, yeah, it's interesting here you talk about the best, you know, mid to long range assault. I mean, for ballistics, Kodiak is way up there. But I mean, if you've got 4 high man energy hardpoints, Blunt, you know, it's like only one mech that does that perfectly. If you got 5 or 6.
I wouldn't have a clue what mech you're talking about, but I'm certain that it couldn't be a top tier one.
Yeah, it probably isn't. I'll be honest, it probably isn't top tier, I just use it anyway. So, you gotta hear first.
Pilot quirks.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, so, more about what these teams are gonna do. On a scale of 1 to 10, what level of screw it do you think Spudshed are at now? Do you reckon it's just gonna go, you know, executioners, gargoyles, and just go, yeah, YOLO? Or do you reckon they're gonna go for a ranged Dakasaur play? Or even ranged, like, trade?
I don't think these guys are they're gonna throw it away. They're gonna still try and play it smart. They go their map strap. There's probably quite a bit of frustration kicking in right now. We've all been there on the end of some of these matches. I don't know.
Well,
could they throw pocket atlases and a spirit bear and just go, bugger it, let's have a crack at these bastards, and just walk up to them and knock on the front door and see who's home?
Spirit Bears and Scorchers are heroes, but yeah, there's a few interesting options. Let's see how they play. I mean, Spudshed's been putting up a really good fight. We've seen them have like plans, and it looks like they're sticking to it. A lot of good team play as well. So let's jump into the match and check out the action. All right, what's Team 1 bringing, Blunt?
I will tell you as soon as it lights up.
Probably should have not jumped into the overlay that quickly. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah.
There we go. Alright, Veto. Double Kodiak 3s as expected. A Summoner. He called it out early. Do my eyes deceive me?
That's a Highlander.
That is a Highlander. There is only one Highlander in this team, though.
There can be only one.
We have the Locust, Double and a Cheetah, Night Gear, and the Marauder 2CA.
Alright, Spudshed, ER Large, Balamar setting up in the trash pile, Daka Night Gear, Locust, running up for Cap, Laser Vom, Marauder 2C, Daka Kodiak 3 putting shots in on Epsilon, Cheetah fighting over there at the moment, and I'm going to look at the action because the Grasshopper ER Large is the last mech, also over trash. Spudshed going even more range than Veto at this point.
Yeah, Daka on the Veto side, heavy Daka. Hunchbacks, Marauders, Highlander 2C with the dual 10s and large pulse.
I mean, do you reckon Vito's just going to go for an Epsilon wrap around the corner and just go, yeah, now let's go?
Look, I don't know.
Look, because
They're going to wait for a bit of a setup, I think. They're going to let their lights do a little bit of capping.
I mean, their light game has been on point tonight, so we'll see if there's another light 2v2 over Kappa. That could be very interesting.
That will get very messy.
Strike goes in.
Got some strikes and long ER large lasers up in the
Up over trash pile. Yeah,
trash pile, thank you.
Grasshopper down at 87%. Extreme range Daka coming from what would be called. I think it's got a few different names here. OMC Hill.
Walking around the corner.
Daka going across map.
Has a beautiful line here, round the course. If they round this all as one, this is going to be big trouble.
And look at this, you know, Vito's shooting over. They're shooting over the Spudshed mechs, and the Spudshed mechs are on the low ground there. At the moment, Mecha Vickers goes down for the cheetah. That was in the light fight actually. The light fight on Kappa, which we can't see right now. I'm just gonna jump over there real quick. The Locust...
The assaults, the Highlander is taking an absolute belting here. He's going down.
Val goes down
Absolutely
tanking.
focused there.
Two big fights happening at the same time. Light fight going to VETO
Two
save
big
by
Highlander
kill.
kills.
Just
There
got
are
me-
some hurt mechs
Just
on
call me
both
Ash in the kayak, very hurt. He's halved and he's crit CT. The large mechs in the trash pile
Kayaks up top.
will be heat throttling.
Just having a field day.
Well, Odin's moving up on the right side in the Nike, doing a good job conserving his armor. Halved for two quick kills.
Down there.
And that was the other light, I believe. Yes, that's the other light and a heavy. So the first kills on each engagement, and the second kills were also timed well.
They're just walking through.
And this is just armor share. Look at the VETO's health percentage on the left here.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at the percentages.
They're just walking,
The damage spread though.
stopping,
60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Like they're closing in and letting.
Battlemaster just ate an absolute faceful there.
Yep. Is he XL or standard? He's probably standard. Let's find out. XL checker him, and he is probably standard, I'd say. And he's standard. Goes down. Look at that. We see a brilliant damage spread.
Just huge.
8 to 1.
60s, 70s. The rotation there of the guys moving around that corner, presenting themselves as one, so that Spudshed didn't know who to shoot. I mean, that was certainly something that we've tried to do recently, is pie the corner and just wheel all the way around it as a line, so that when you come around the corner, you hit that first mech, it drops real quick, and they don't know who on earth to shoot.
Well, moving and clicking is pretty advanced concept. So, looking at the VETO scores here, Denatonian doing brilliantly, that Kodiak scoring. But look at this damage spread. Seriously, like almost all the mechs
That's
outside the
huge.
Lights and the Highlander who tanked are all 400 plus. I mean, Val tanked really well on the Highlander, doing a great job advancing his team's line. But the damage spread there, mate.
I mean,
Look at that, 400s a plus for 5 of the mechs. And look,
it wasn't bad on the Spudshed side. I mean, they are all around almost that 300 mark themselves. You know, they don't have any big scorers like VETO put in there with a 500 and a 600, which is just unfortunate. I think it just came to they weren't quite ready for that push around the corner. When VETO pushed, you could sort of see it. They had 2 or 3 mechs that couldn't get sight lines. They were on different levels. And if you're on different levels trying to receive something, then you're going to get blocked by something, unfortunately.
yeah, definitely. And look, you know, there's probably could be a bit better focus on counter push there by Spudshed. Maybe pick up a few more mechs, but yeah, the light fight again went in the favour of VETO. So, but honestly, on that one, I don't think it really mattered too much because they're two completely separate fights, and Caps were never really an option. VETO did bring Daka, they did bring aggressive mid range, and I think they were planning to push it anyway. And when you see EL larges on the trash play, like, well, you know what? EL larges means if we stay at range, we're going to bleed damage slowly over time. And
their initial trades were really, really good. They had 2 mechs up there putting some really good trades down on the night gear that was out wide, and you know that was good. That's probably at the point that VETO realised they were going against an ER large long range deck.
and they read the drop deck well. Like, you know, if they got hot mechs, let's deal with that by forcing them to overload the heat sinks and get in there. So
Absolutely.
look at the final rep points. Oh, hang on, have I updated this? Let's check. Yes. Okay. Final rep points 1750 for VETO, which is maximum possible, and Spudshed at 200. So good job, VETO. Congrats on the win. And top class play tonight.
Look, I think it's a learning experience for them. First year in Div A, probably still building a little bit of cohesion after they've had 2 teams merging together. So, you know, I think they've got some good stuff to come. They've got the basics there right. They've got their strategy set up. They've got their ability of waiting to push in and receive those drops. So I think, you know, maybe not this year, but next year or the next season, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. World Championships are coming up. Are these guys going to stay together or go back to their own units and pull their own team? If they stay together, they're going to be a rather interesting team.
Well, I think they've got the team play down. Like we saw tonight, like, you know, their main group and their light group were working together. You know, like the experience of VETO really showed. There's a lot more comp experience in that group.
Absolutely.
So, and you can tell that they've put in a lot of practice too. Most things really like some drop deck choices and things, maybe some more macro scale choices, and then just the execution of winning those smaller fights. All really like stacked on top of each other for VETO tonight in a very good way for them. So great performance.
Look, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it wasn't much that Spudshed were missing to make this a little bit closer. You're only talking a few percent, you know. Light pilots, we know how hard it is to find really good light pilots and to get them to stick there and work together. VETO had that today. They managed to win each of those engagements. You then look at the other aspects of it. A couple of times there, those light fights, they lost it, unfortunately, then snowballed into Spudshed having to go, crap, we're 2 down. They're now capping all the rest of our lights. We've now got to try and push to try and make up for that.
But look, and to the credit though, like, you know, on a couple of the VETO lights weren't legged too, so the light fights weren't crazy one-sided. But I mean, look, even across the field, it's one of those things where, you know, if you get to 89% of the kill done, like, you know, it makes crit but gets away, like that, it's not a huge you know, difference there. But VETO definitely being the better team tonight. So to wrap this up, this is end of week 3 for Division A MRBC AP division, and I think there's one match for week 7 that was delayed. That's VETO Cheapskates. But other than that, that will round out
I believe that they pushed that one back for,
for week 7. So essentially, if that was the timeline though, other than that match, we're halfway through. Or at the halfway point. So this season's gone pretty quickly. I mean, really happy seeing other shoutcasts. This has been fun shoutcasting. My 3rd one so far. I think it's the first one for you, Blunt, this season.
It is. Ash, you can have the chair back, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Blunt, for hopping in. And this was a really impromptu stream. As in, like, I got back. I'm like, alright, 20 minutes on the match. Got a streamer? Yeah, nah. Alright,
drops into our channel. So, who wants to stream tonight, guys?
Yeah, I dropped into 220. I was like, oh wait, if you guys want to cast a spot tonight? Like, I think he called up someone as well. It was funny as.
I did call up one of the boys in from our unit on the phone to see if he was available. Unfortunately, not. But for anyone out there that does want to have a crack at this, it's probably best to get in contact with the main guys, Jay or Paradox.
Well, there's MRBC Discord. Like, you know, so there's a few guys up there. You may know from AP. You got Val from VETO who played tonight. You got Just Komiyash from Spud who played tonight. You got Live from Cheapskates. Myself from 228. So each of the 4 Div A teams have we all shoutcast and are involved in MRBC. So if you're interested in AP Division competitive, hit any of the units up. There's someone there who will happily direct you where you need to go to either join a unit or get involved comp, shoutcast games, find out about shoutcast, all that sort of stuff. So the MRBC site, you one-stop shop for about everything.
Absolutely.
So let's just have a look. Hang on, let's go find the link.
Are you allowed to post the link, or we're just going to get Live to do that?
No, we get Live to do it.
Live because he's a bit of a
No, I'll post it because it's 5-minute delayed, bro. 5-minute delay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna post a link anyway because why not? So there you go. There's a link to stuff. No worries. And next time we'll get the volume sort of when we start. I think we try like we try a few different things to get the double webcam going. And I think we decided webcams like 5 minutes before.
To try and get it to work.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, thanks for watching at MRBC and get keen for some more MechWarrior action.
Thanks guys. Have a good one.
See you around.